I think Chawy's story so far has been a bit of a tragedy, and a lot of it hasn't really been his own doing.
He's definitely someone who has faced a lot of challenges throughout his professional career. They even have this term for it, which is called Chawy's curse.
Chawy even got to play in the World Championships, and I think that's because of his curse.
When he was on Singapore Sentinels, he failed to make Worlds twice, and then when he was performing extremely well in LMS, he was hit by the ban. I guess it's not really his fault sometimes, but it's just whenever you see this sort of things happen to him, you just feel bad for him.
Winning and losing is part of the game, but I think Chawy's story is definitely the saddest.
And Chawy just never got the opportunity to really shine on the international stage. And he always had that drive to just get there, but unfortunately, through one mishap or another, it just never came to be.
其实我是蛮担心，就是如果之后 AHQ 选的中路是西门，然后我又没机会上场。
There are currently two mid laners, one is YellOwStaR, the other is Chawy. So the reason AHQ got Chawy in the first place was because they wanted someone who had a large champion pool for international tournaments.
Definitely one of the weaknesses that was identified in AHQ ever since they represented the LMS in last season's Worlds was YellOwStaR's playstyle. Well, if you could shut him down, you'd have a really good firm grip on AHQ.
YellOwStaR throws down the hourglass. Faker shuts on down.
What they wanted to do with Chawy and YellOwStaR was very unique.
There was this very famous strategy where it was YellOwStaR blue side and then Chawy red side. To say that YellOwStaR is the spear and Chawy is the shield, the representation I think is quite iconic.
I think at the start of the split it worked out really well. Towards the end, we started seeing that Chawy had some of his own limitations in the champion pool as well. I think Chawy definitely had a huge effect on YellOwStaR. And you can see that pressure really pushing YellOwStaR to be something that he previously wasn't.
哦，这边到底要拿谁啊？这
西门说我想阿奇尔，西门说他想阿奇尔，然后台下队友都说不要闹了。你可以看到小盖摸了一个头说你别闹了，真的要选了阿奇尔。
希望能保留自己的优点，也能去增进角色池吧。
那经过这次的比赛，我们发现两个选手在一路其实效果不是太好，所以下一季开始，我们每一路会选一个比较适合的选手。
When he was coming on into this team, what a lot of people understood was Chawy was here to replace YellOwStaR. So instead of being a replacement, he became an option. And now AHQ in the off season, they have to ponder which option do they go for.
要竞争这中路位置，所以对我来说是非常失望。
Chawy的反应应该是跟我一样更认真练习吧，希望能竞争到那个位置。
I think is good for AHQ, but it's definitely worrying for Chawy. If YellOwStaR can move into these other roles, then what's the point of keeping Chawy?
I've just been to Sweden for a couple of weeks. Now we're on our way back to the gaming house. And I'm super excited to see the guys again, especially Bora. Missing out on the finals, missing out on MSI was tough, I think, for the team. So getting back into things now feels good.
I haven't seen Bora for 8 months now, if not more. I mean, last time we saw each other was when we lost against Cool Tigers, and I guess everyone was just really saddened and we split up.
Feels like I'm last one.
How are you? Oh, you're so done. Nice to see you again.
Like, how was the holidays?
I'm good.
Oh.
I mean, yeah. You don't have to go to the fake bed anymore. No. You see, it's like family.
They're like brothers.
Is it that bad? He was jealous. He was really jealous.
No, it's good to be back.
Seeing Martin for the first time was really nice. I actually miss him, and I was really happy to see him again. Always feels good. It's always nice to see a friend again. Going back to Fnatic does feel like going back home.
Bora is really special for the team because of the leadership skills he brings. He's come back and he's gonna help me and help my team to go back to what we were before. So that kind of made me realize and also made me cherish my upcoming time with Bora more.
살려면은 1층에 딱 점프한 거 그거 알지? 그거 알지? 알겠어? 아시랑? 점프하면 바로 그게 안 되나?
결승전에서 열심히 했다고 생각하거든요, 모든 팀원들이. 그런데도 불구하고 마지막에 그렇게 아쉬운 패배를 당해서 그 점이 가장 힘들죠.
오늘은 이제 서머 시즌 첫 경기를 하는 날인데요. 상대는 이제 삼성입니다. 좀 오랜만에 경기라서 좀 떨리기도 하는데요. 솔직히 좀 빨리빨리 하고 싶어요. 좀 즐거울 것 같아요.
我来自新加坡，我爸是新加坡人，然后我妈是从马来西亚出生。
蛮远的。
要买门的可以拿。
就假装你在打比赛。
就是我们家庭其实很恩爱，然后我觉得跟最好的话应该是我哥。
My brothers are very, very close.
We're just 1 year difference, and we are kind of like each other's best friends since young. I'm his very first friend.
Many times when me and the other brother fight, then he would come in and be the mediator.
He's the one that makes everything much better.
Game Boy 那些我们都是没有，因为我们是算是乡下吧，就都玩一些很基本的东西，就可能玩牌啊，就其实我们也蛮快乐，就觉得很幸福。就出去玩都是出去的，对，都很少在家玩那些电脑游戏，对，所以我们童年跟别人是蛮不一样。就我的学校还蛮多人会欺负比较弱小的人，所以当时算是非常非常瘦小。然后我觉得自己当时也蛮常被欺负，所以我也开始就健身，然后自从13岁开始就每天都会健身。
The bullying actually made him a much stronger person. He's more resilient and he's able to persevere stronger. Sometimes we exercise together. So that's like a bonding session for me and him.
Every time when I'm back in Singapore, we'll come down. Sometimes I'll be like, oh, I'm damn tired from all the training. He'll be like, oh, come on, man, let's go down and work out. It's always good to have someone who wants to do the same thing as you. 因为我家就是算是没有很富有，所以我们从小到大都没有电脑，所以我们都要偷跑出去打网咖。
Sneaking out and playing computer games was really what made us very happy.
就是我们很常都会跟我妈说，我们去运动啊，去跑步，去骑脚踏车，但是我们都是跑去打网咖。
新蕾啊，刚开始玩的时候他是跟哥哥出去啦，可是我们心里有数啦，一定是跑去那个 shopping mall 里面啦，打 gate 的啦。啊，我们两夫妻一定会去走走看啦，看他有没有在那里。有，我们也是偷偷望看看而已啦。
到久了之后，就是说，哎呀，只要你们没有学坏的话，出去没有乱掺人哦，给你玩哦。
他们回来就是好像很满足感啦，很开心啦。
哦，发现哦，你没有。
是啊。所以我觉得，如果之前没有一直这样跑去打网咖，我应该也不会现在在打职业。
My mom and dad, they were not so keen on us playing video games and focusing on computer games so much when we were growing up.
其实一开始跟我父母说我要打比赛，我要当一个职业选手，他们是很不赞同的。
新加坡玩电玩不容易了，而且大部分的父母都不同意了。
He started playing really small competitions, started winning them. I guess he really wanted to compete and know where he stands. So that was why he ventured into all these competitions and make a name for himself.
我也不懂。
这不懂啊？妈懂啊。
6年前、7年前，这是 DOTA 的，也是第2名。哇，他就是一直拿第2名。我第一次想当职业选手，就是有薪水的职业选手，是新加坡先锋在新加坡创立的时候。因为当时我刚入伍，就是刚当兵，然后新加坡当兵要当2年。
Singapore is kind of strict. You can't really just say no. Oh no, I'm not gonna go army. Everyone has to do it.
所以他们当时是找10个选手，我在我们伺服器算是最强的选手，但是他们却没有把我放在那10个选手测试名单中，因为他们觉得我当兵刚入伍，所以应该会变烂。
So it's actually a very, very big thing that I think people often overlook. They say, oh, just finish your national service and then come back and play. Actually, we've seen that story before. We've had good Singaporean players try and do that, and it doesn't work out for them.
通常当兵的选手都会变很烂，因为当兵就是2年，然后练习的时间非常非常少。就因为有点很失望，然后又有点生气，所以我就把自己变得很强，就跟自己说，比赛我一定要把他们打爆，就是我一定要加入这一队。然后当时就找了4个选手，然后结果在比赛打赢了新加坡先锋，然后他们终于肯找我了。
We realized that Chawy had a great potential even though he was still in national service.
Hi everyone, my name is Singlei. People know me for Chawy. Yeah, and I play the AD carry for Singapore Sentinels.
我每天就是6点多就起床，坐公车到当兵的，下班后就会赶去新加坡先锋，然后不管是团练还是准备比赛，然后都会练到10点，所以回到家就差不多就11点多。但是回到家我就觉得练习量有点不够，所以我都会练到2、3点，然后就去睡3个小时左右，然后又起来，就差不多这样子过了2年。所以我自己就一直跟自己说，能牺牲多少就牺牲，就坚持下去。因为我觉得自己很想当就是世界上最强的选手。
I really wish to represent Southeast Asia and do our region proud.
我在当兵的时候就是有被拍，就是被当 poster boy， 就觉得还蛮好笑的。所以每次我们在 Parade Square 的时候跑步啊，不然就走路，都会看到我的脸很大挂在那边。
Back in the days when Chawy was in Singapore Sentinels, it was a team that was very exciting and innovative.
We were like 2 2 tiers above all the other teams, and basically no one could come near us.
Chawy was pretty much our star player because he was playing very well. He actually carried Singapore Sentinels in a number of games.
A lot of videos were made showing his muscles.
He's like the poster boy for Singapore Sentinels. Every time I see him, I'm just half expecting him to be like half naked to show off his abs and his well-toned biceps and triceps and the full package.
他在新加坡先锋时期的话，很明显的是在于队伍的实力没办法跟得上他。
If you really want to go like greater heights, you really have to get out of Singapore.
2014的时候加入 TPA 是因为当时在新加坡先锋就成绩我们都没得到很好的成绩。
We were very sad to see him go because it was definitely a big blow to our chances, but it was definitely a right step for Chawy and for Singapore in general.
So in that sense, it was sad, but it was also definitely a great point of pride and hope.
当时他们准备要去明星赛，然后也有准备去打世界赛，然后也跟我说会让我打先发。刚听到这消息，我很开心，然后我跟我家人讨论了很久，很舍不得家庭。但是我父母，尤其是我妈，就一直说去吧去吧，就这种机会不是每个人都得得到。
我们每个都支持他去，因为他的心气啊。
这种机会不是人人有嘛。
He had to just uproot himself from Singapore to move over to a foreign country, which I don't even think he has been to Taiwan before this.
离乡背景去追求一件自己真的很喜欢的事情，甚至说去追求梦想，是一个非常伟大的行为。
离开我家人，就是蛮难受的，对，因为就是不能每天看我家人，我就过来台湾了，然后结果没有让我上场，就因为有另外一个中路。
The hardest part was probably sitting out on the bench when he arrived here in Taipei. He was the mid laner behind Morning. At that time, the coach decided to play Morning instead of Chawy. He came to the Taipei Assassins in hopes that he could be able to play internationally. And the Taipei Assassins did make it, but they made it with Morning. They didn't make it with Chawy playing.
当时Chawy非常非常靠近世界的舞台，但是Chawy的个人能力跟团队其实一直都配不太起来。
我来台湾是因为追求梦想，然后追求梦想当然最重要是能上场。当时就是一直在下面看他们打比赛，我没机会上场，所以就觉得自己就浪费了1年。当时就非常失望，感觉有点被骗过来台湾。然后2015教练跟经理有答应我，就是一定会让我上场，一定会让我先发，所以我就一直很把握。然后其实有好几个礼拜都有得到 MVP， 结果就被禁赛，然后 TPA 最后需要拿候补进来打。
Chawy was banned in 2015 for elo boosting. That was when he was on the Taipei Assassins.
League of Legends is a super competitive game, and a lot of people play to get ranks. And sometimes, if you can't make that rank, you ask someone to do it for you. And that's basically what elo boosting is. It's paying money to achieve something that's not actually yours.
当时是因为2013，就是2013，我不是说有一段时间在新加坡先锋我不想打了，因为我要去读书，要去读私人的学校，非常贵，学费非常高。然后我也不想一直连累我父母，所以我就想说，其实我可以帮人家打账号，可以赚一点钱，因为反正我都没要打职业了。当时是差不多打几场，然后可以赚差不多100块吧，然后我就去帮我朋友打，结果就帮他打后，他就1年多都没把钱还给我，结果打后，然后 TPA 也有找我，然后就去 TPA。所以当时我们其实看起来是非常有机会去世界赛。我们本来可以打进4强，但是最后前几年的代打事件被挖出来，然后被禁赛半年，所以我就失去了一次机会。
I just wish that professional players didn't do it because I think it inevitably does mar a little bit of the reputation of League of Legends as a professional sport.
你身为一个职业选手，你要有最基本的职业道德，我觉得是这样。你的职责是打比赛，而不是代打，然后赚钱。
我当时觉得很对不起整个 TPA 队员，我是他们的队长，也是算是他们的大哥，所以大家都有点靠我，觉得自己很对不起，就是我自己家人，因为他们都一直支持我。
他说爆了，我感觉他很伤心啊。对于我们来讲，我觉得是没有错啦，因为他都还没有跟人家签约的时候做的事情啊。
失败很多次吧，然后要成功的时候又发生这种事情，就对我打击真的是非常非常大。就是 FB 有发文，就是关于这件事件。I'm sorry for disappointing everyone supporting me out there all this time. I'm even more sorry for letting my team down, including my managers, coach, translator. I never expect this to happen, and I'm the same or even more disappointed than anyone else. Sorry.
The return of the captain, obviously a huge storyline coming into Fnatic into the summer split stress. How much can and will he change? When Rekkles and YellOwStaR were together as a bottom lane duo, all the prizes they went through, all the great results they had in their career, obviously the World Championship semi-final most recently. They have a lot of history between them.
A lot of aggression coming out from Fnatic. Looking at his goal to Maxwell, because the blues land. Third friend comes in, first blood to Rekkles. With the flank coming in with the Fate's Core, he's going to be flashing away, but it is useless as Rekkles will follow him down. Landed a bit of damage in return, but an easy kill to Fnatic. 29 minutes into this game, and they crush Giant's dreams onto Nexus itself. 2-0, 3 points on the week.
Everyone's thinking that YellOwStaR coming back and being reunited with Rekkles. The belief is really that he's gonna come back and be the glue that gets everything back together. Because Fnatic not being at the top, not winning, not going to MSI is honestly something that was out of the ordinary. However, I think it'll be very hard for them to get to the World Championship.
I think even though I feel like it's great that Bor is back, so going into Summer Split, I'm really excited to see what we can accomplish together. But then again, as with everything else, other teams have made improvements as well, and it's always a tough journey to surpass them and make it all the way.
We have a legacy which was the perfect split, and we have all eyes on us for now, and I really want to perform like last year. I hope that I'll be able to bring the missing part in the puzzle, and we just want to do better.
We spent the whole of the start of the year explaining how good this team was. They innovated the meta many times. It looked like they were playing a different style of League of Legends to any team around the world. Let's see if they've got the new playbook, because we've jumped to patch 6.10. So much has changed since MSI, and if you're going to look to any team in 2016 to show you something new, it's the Rocks Tigers.
Yeah, here we go. Teleport coming in from Smeb. Will already get spotted. It's going to be matched by a TP coming in here from Kuve from the top side. Ambition looking like he's going to be the target. Smeb gets locked up, though, by Samsung, and he's going to be the first one to fall. Rocks cannot collapse in time. But Smeb way too far forward in no man's land, cannot sustain the damage. Being output by Ruler, he's going to be the first one to fall. Smeb, oh wow, misses the jump of Waters under Ambition, still trying to chase into the kill, but Ruler is there.
Although you have to say, mechanical misplay, specifically from the guy who we put next to Faker as the real star of the Rocks Tigers, and real star of the LCK and Smeb.
Now Smeb is in the backside trying to do something, but they cannot stop the bleeding. Rocks Tigers lose 2-0 to Samsung, who start this season off with a bang.
And it was to call this Samsung a top team in the LCK. I was surprised to see them do so well. They eventually fell away, but were so precariously close to making it to playoffs. Good performance from them here, and everyone looks pretty out of it on the side of the Rocks Tigers.
지금 결승전한 것도 아니고 그냥 매초 갑시다.
썸머 시작이 좀 저한테는 많이 안 좋았었거든요. 삼성전에서 굉장히 이제 저의 플레이가 굉장히 안 좋았거든요. 일단 저는 이제 좀 많이 기분이 많이 안 좋고 그러면 이제 좀 집으로 가는 편이에요. 이상하게 부모님 보면은 눈물이 막 나오더라고요.
Rocks just having fun at this point. Nicely played by them. 37.5 minutes. They will take down Jin Air in a 2-0.
Convincing from the Rocks Tigers this evening.
Very strong performance by Smeb.
목표는 아직도 올해를 락스 타이거즈의 해로 만드는 거고요.
来台湾后会比较常来拜拜，是因为就来台湾后觉得自己可能运气比较差，就事情都比较不顺。通常来拜不只是为了自己拜，还有就是为了家人。这一季开始会由西门先上，因为我就是放假这几个礼拜会发生太多事情，然后就得一直出国办些事情。婆婆过世，就第一件事就是回去新加坡，就是陪家人看我婆婆。对，就是去她的 wake funeral。回去重点还是希望我爸没事。Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to mommy. Happy birthday to you. 就看到我爸哭，就是我跟我哥还有姐就还蛮就不知所措。一口气，站起来，注意！我爸算是很坚强的一个男人，就是他为了养我们家庭，然后他还要养我婆婆，就是他都很照顾我们全部人。基本上从小很小的时候，就每个礼拜都会去看我婆婆。就为我感到有点骄傲。进入夏季赛，我自己面对最大的挑战当然是韩服分数。对，因为就是说好就是选先发是要看韩服分数。对，就是大家都会更努力去爬分，更努力去练习。对，就是为了要得到先发。这一楼的话，就是我们有这个是我们的目标。就是每个月我们会有写上我们这个月的目标。我的呢就是去韩服精英，然后西门韩服想要拿第一，这个梦想比较大。
韩服 Solo Q 的分数我觉得是一个参考吧，就是多多少少会有点影响，但是不完全是。你只要有信心挑战现在的先发，那你就可以发起挑战。
都跟自己说我要比西门早起，然后比他晚睡，就要练比他多，自己一定要打比他好，要非常努力，要比西门强很多。最后选择上就是选择只能上一位选手先发，那其实没有什么好难过，因为如果不管是西门上还是我上，效果比较好，因为我觉得团队的成绩是比较重要。就是加入 HQ 就是希望能打去世界赛，能打出好的成绩。
对于世界赛很期望。 意义太多了。如果拿到冠军，就是对自己的报答吧。就是如果自己努力了这么久，还拿不到冠军的话，自己会很失望。
如果今年世界赛 AHQ 有进，然后我是就是没上先发的话，我还是会继续努力。就可能是看他们团练，然后他们需要什么就帮助他们什么，或者觉得西门哪里可以加强，我就会去帮助他。如果没上场，当然是会很失望，应该会崩溃。
I think for him to have this sort of resolve to keep going, even though he has been hit with so many things over and over again, it definitely says a lot about his character.
That kind of determination is just incredible, and that is why he has the respect of every single one in Singapore.
Chawy 是一个非常非常令人值得敬佩的人，没有几个选手可以像他有一样的执着跟态度。
他不怕辛苦啦，他的兴趣他不怕辛苦，他怎么累他还是努力。
I think what keeps him going is really that his passion for the game, his duty to want to do well, his responsibility towards the family.
就像如果我在外国比赛，我姐都会可能去拍我爸妈在看我比赛的照片给我看，然后就很感动，就会更想打很好给他们看，就是让我父母骄傲。
起初不懂啊，不懂我都不懂你们在玩什么，慢慢学一点啦，到现在还是不大懂啊。他在新加坡玩的时候，我们也是有去看，可是我们都看不懂，只是看到人家
之前我出国比赛，就是可能比赛是我们的早上4、5点，就是我父母也会起来，就是为了看那比赛。
We never expect our parents to be so into this gaming thing, you know.
是很感动，因为一开始就是之前我放弃的时候，我不想打的时候，也是我父母叫我继续打下去。
I just hope that the rest of 2016 will be kinder to him and hopefully he'll be able to make Worlds.
I want to see this guy succeed, because he really represents a bit of all of us.
他去世界赛的话，我们当然替他开心嘛。好像这一次就好，我们看了真的是可惜。
这是他最想的心愿。
那个时候真的是很开心，真的是很开心，因为这是他梦寐以求的嘛。我们也是希望他可以去了。
Chawy 这个名字，如果要说有一个意思的话，我觉得应该可以说是永不放弃的意思。跌倒过蛮多次的，但是我一直都没放弃，一直都在爬起来，就相信会有一个美好的就是 ending 吧。